Okay, yeah. It downloads something.
Ah, there.
Okay,
All right.
hanging up.
It's gonna be sort of weird because the camera's over here, and then I don't know where to look. So I guess it's just up there. I don't know. All right, so hold on.
There we go. Split screen.
They're like that.
Do you hear the birds?
I do.
It's a nice day.
It's a beautiful day.
Yeah.
I don't know how to turn since the camera's over here on the iPad. It's sort of weird.
You're okay.
Oh,
I mean, it's not going to be any more weird than the other ones we make.
Yes, I mean, I did enjoy We have it this time.
And I got my glasses. Oh, that's a large wasp. Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
I don't know how loud I have to talk. I feel like I'm screaming and like my brother's neighbors are going to hear me yelling about books. Like this one was losing me again until it got to that last story, and it felt like it. Oh, there's a guy running. Wearing a mask.
Seriously?
Oh yeah, it's legit. He's a big dude. He looks like Bane from Batman. Anyway, the last stories though, it felt like how it started, how it was like stories within stories and like these weird tales, and like there's a snake with the woman head talking, like telling this story, and then she part of the stories is the apes that are fighting the giant ants. Like it's fantastic.
Bully Kia or something like that.
Yeah.
He got to the island of serpents or something.
Right. Yeah, he keeps like jumping around islands. It's very circular, like some of the stories. But when I said it was losing me and it like needed to get back to like the magic and the stories within stories that I like so much, it does it. But it just took forever to get there. I don't know what the first 300 pages were, except for the middle one that had just like the woman, the slave girl, talking about all the answers.
Oh my goodness! It just went on and on and on, and yes, that I didn't see the point of that at all. I guess to prove her knowledge over all of the scholars.
Sorry, big wasp.
But do you not agree though? A lot of the stories in the middle, like after the Ebony Horse, the first story, and then on to maybe like the last few, they just really didn't make any sense.
No, they all ended with the poem, and they were all like somehow, no matter how bad things got, the very last sentence was like a happy ending. Oh, that's a tiny piece. It's like my favorite footnote in this thing. The other guy who translated a version of this totally skipped that middle story just because it was like, I mean, it started off kind of neat where like I felt like I was learning about like customs and stuff and like a different view on the world, but then it didn't stop.
I didn't think the story about the slave girl expounding all about Islamic law and everything else would ever end. That went on and on.
Oh. I guess gotta.
Oh, is that you?
Yeah, I got a text. Probably should hang on. We'll see if that keeps it from popping up. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens with this. Are you enjoying your staycation?
Yes, I think I am. It's been nice to stay home and get things done and books read and movies watched. Have you watched or heard of Honeyland and The Farewell? They're highly acclaimed films.
Honeyland, the documentary?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. I know what you're talking about.
Couldn't get into it. I don't know. And I usually the highly acclaimed documentaries. I don't know. But that's just totally off the work topic. Sorry.
Well, at one point, Belle sent out a text asking if everyone was okay, and I decided to go on a rant about the continuity between Nightmare on Elm Street 4 and Nightmare on Elm Street 5, and I don't think that's what she meant. Is what it is. Sorry, the wasp was back. I don't know. I was out here for like an hour, and there was like not a single bug, and now this wasp is like hovering over me.
I don't know what else to say. I read the book. What do you think?
So, made it this far. Might as well finish the thing.
Yeah. It's like other stories. I mean, I really enjoyed the first one, the Ebony Horse, and one about, what is that one titled? The Adventures of Bulukia. Yes, I mean,
The last one?
I'm enjoying that. Yes, the one that we were talking about with the serpents and the islands. And yes.
That's how he gets you. He puts all the really boring stuff for like the first 300 pages. And then like the last bit, he just puts just enough, whether it's the weird monkey stuff from the last one or like the adventures from this one on that keep you to the next one. I won't be surprised when the first 3/4 of number 6 is boring as all get out, and then it just takes off at the last couple pages.
Yeah, it just got
tedious.
Very, very tedious.
Those middle stories just blurred together. Like they were like half a page long, and it just I don't know.
And I just couldn't help but wonder what the point was. It just didn't.
Yeah, but
as you said before, I know why the book is abridged now. Much of it is just irrelevant to the whole picture or story.
Maybe she was just trying to come up with just enough to stay alive. I don't know.
Oh, but I mean, I'm surprised she's not killed. I mean, those stories are so boring, you know? It's like, is he really enjoying this?
And it's a bait and switch, or the apes fighting the giant ants. Like, they know how to get you at the end.
I can't wait to discuss it.
Well, go for it.
I really liked it. I didn't read his books before because I'm not a big fan of horror.
Yeah.
But this one, I'm just not realizing that I just missed out on all these years on such good writing. He is an amazing writer. Well, and the dialogue, I really like dialogue in this book. I don't know if you agree, but it was just very, very good. And it was so creepy. It got under my skin. And I had problems sleeping without the light on. I mean, I really did. So he accomplished that. I know what you mean, the ending, though.
I've always loved his beginnings and his characters, and I'll give you like the dialogue. It's very real, and the pacing is great in the beginning, but then it's just like he gives up by the end. When they finally confront the monster in a way, it just was like, and then done. All this build up, a little bit of a letdown. That's why I always keep going back to his books, though, is because he builds the story. It's so good. Like, I thought this one was neat in the fact that it was almost like a murder mystery rather than like a monster book. And
right.
So
you really didn't know that a supernatural monster was involved until near the end, sort of when things started falling apart. I liked it, but I don't know. I mean, how do you think he should have ended it?
Just take the climax part and then just stretch it out and like make it a little more like back and forth between. Just kind of just happen. Like she walks down the stairs, he's dead. Like it just. I don't know. I would have read another 100 pages. He
definitely is a master at his craft. I just even though I didn't really like the ending either, I would still give the book four out of 5, I would say.
I'd probably give it a 3. I liked it. It's not my favorite one of his, but I liked it enough. Also like how he's not afraid to just like kill off random characters. Like you never know who's gonna make it through the book, and I like that.
So are most of Stephen King's books like this, where he is so good at building up the suspense, and he really knows how to get under your skin and to just make it all creepy.
Yeah, I will say that. Yeah, he's he excels at doing that. It's always the endings just kind of fall short.
It almost feel like he just had a hard time just finishing and knowing how to bring everything together.
I think everything came together. It's happened so fast. Like build and like pace these other parts so well, and then it gets to the ending, and instead of like keeping that momentum, it's just kind of done. I didn't.
I would definitely read more.
Yeah. It's not gonna stop me from still like picking up his books. There's no going into them that I'm probably not gonna like the end. And if you know, you know.
So, are there any books of his that you have enjoyed the ending?
Nothing's coming to mind.
Would you like for me to go first? Okay, so the other one is The Silent Patient. This one was outstanding. I really, really enjoyed it. It's a debut novel by Alex Michaelides. I don't know how to pronounce his name. First mystery thriller novel, and I thought that he did an amazing job. I didn't see the ending, but he really did a good job of just building up the plot. There were many twists and turns. It just really threw me off, and I enjoyed that. I don't read many mysteries, as you know.
Yeah, you're really branching out with this stuff.
I am. I mean, I'm trying to. Many people that you ask about the book will complain about the end and how abrupt it is. I won't give it away. I mean, because other people might want to read it, but I liked how he ended it.
Is it about like a doctor?
A therapist. Well, I can't give too much away. A woman is accused of murdering her husband, so they admitted her to the institution, and then the other main character becomes her psychotherapist, and he tries to pull the truth out of her by getting her to speak.
I think that Amazon Prime van is lost because he keeps driving past.
They usually are. They're always lost. What books do you have?
Okay, there's a couple that I don't have with me. One of them was a graphic novel called Crowded. Like it's an app where if you want to kill someone, you get money for killing this person. But there's this other app where you can hire a bodyguard. Crazy story about the girl that's trying to get killed and the girl that's trying to protect the girl that's trying to get killed. And I've already put in a request to get the second one for the library because I enjoyed it. I read another one called Mankind, Child of the Stars, which was a book that made the argument that the reason we don't know where we came from is because we're actually the descendant of star people. And it would make some valid points about between like religion and evolution, but we descend from star people. And you're like, okay, never mind. It's a nonfiction book. It was, yeah, it was a legit, it's like from the 70s or 60s. Darwin wasn't a famous scientist, so we don't have to be either to make our arguments. And it was
How did you find that book?
Someone returned it. Someone returned it to the library, and I just picked it up, and it was out there.
Goodness.
There's one copy in the state. That was it. It was something. I learned a lot. It was out there, man. Of course, Percy Jackson.
Oh,
done with it.
Of course.
So, it was okay. It's pretty. Wasn't it? Finally finished this. Dug it. But I knew I would. This one I've been reading on and off for a while, but it's Wanderers.
I have been wanting to hear about that. I have seen it, and it's a beast of a book. I mean, it's huge.
But especially given the current circumstances, it's an interesting read for the times. During this coronavirus thing, if people start like just wandering around, I'm done. Like I'm out. Like it's game over. I know how it ends, like done. If I could recommend a quarantine read, this one, it's not a bad choice. And,
how would you rate it?
I gave I gave it 4 out of 5.
Okay.
Dug it a lot. It's huge, but it's digestible because like I read it during lunch break, so like in like 10-minute increments over the course of almost maybe 9 months, almost 9 months to a year or so. I never got lost. Nothing ever confused me. The characters, I never forgot who a character was. So it was really well put together.
Well, is it apocalyptic?
In a way, very much so. Yes.
I've been eyeing it, but I was sort of put off by the lane note.
I enjoyed it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the neighbors are home. They're watching me, watching them. Also read Jericho Brown, which is a book of poetry.
Oh.
Come across his work here and there, just in different journals and online and different places. So as soon as I saw this book sitting on the shelf, I snagged it. I just enjoy his stuff so much. He teaches at Emory, so he's.
Oh really?
Yeah, he's a local dude. If you've never had a chance to take in his words, I'd recommend it. Yeah, it's good stuff. What Magic May Not Alter by J.C. Riley. And this one's actually not out yet. It doesn't come out till next month. So, a little sneak peek here. As soon as things kind of get back to normal, I'm going to hand this one off to you. It's definitely worth the read. I know you're not supposed to judge a book by its cover, but I saw this one and knew I had to read it. Like, it's just wonderful. But
I like it too.
But it's a book of poetry. It tells a story. It's about like this family in Louisiana, and it mainly focuses on these two twin sisters, and one of them is better at magic than the other one. Things happen that causes the other sister to take care of her. I don't know. It's very southern, and the atmosphere is fantastic. You can read them kind of separately, but you put them all together. A haunting little story. It's a wonderful read.
So it's a novel that's written in verse?
Correct. Yeah. That's a good way to put it. Like I basically read it in like 2 sittings.
Oh wow.
How she builds the poems. The characters you're not supposed to like, you definitely hate, and so when certain things happen, you're like very yeah. Good stuff. It's really good stuff. It sucks you in. So, definitely glad I got a sneak peek of it.
Magic May Not Alter. See, I like that title, too. And you know that I like to pick books by their titles.
Yeah. And it's like it's the magic with the K. Not like Houdini tricks. It's a little darker. I don't want to say, like, witches, but, there's... This one, I did a 5 out of 5. So, at least we know now this works, so...
If we have to, we can practice social distancing. Okay, so do you really want to read Kafka on the Shore for next month?
I'm good with that. I managed to get my copy home, so depending on when we get back or not, I'm ready for it. I'm ready to start book 6.
Oh, book 6.
We're halfway there. We're over the hump. Downhill.
We've come this far, so we might as well finish the darn thing. I'm starting to feel like I'm in that Stephen King novel where I really don't know what's feel anymore.
Let's just hope the ending to all this is better than one of his novels.
Hopefully. You end it.
The X?
Wait, hold on. Oh, leave meeting. Okay, I see it. All right.